Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Smark Tank. I am Shannon Epstein alongside the wondrous one, Bob Black.
What's up?
First and foremost, I want to say my condolences to the family of Mean Gene. Rest in peace.
Indeed.
It is a true loss to the industry, and just wrestling as a whole, even though I kind of just said the same thing twice. Really good at that. Yeah, it's just a sad beginning to the new year, but it's also a promising one because the announcement of All Elite Wrestling
Right.
and Wrestle Kingdom happened today. And I feel like this is very telling. The results, if you look at the results of Wrestle Kingdom, it is very telling of where people are going. But is there a viable future for All Elite Wrestling? That is the real question. Can they survive? I was like, I didn't know you were going to ask me a question. I was wondering when that was going to come along.
I don't know if they can survive. All right, so here's my caveat. I think they can survive if they don't try to be WWE.
Well, that's how TNA Impact failed.
Yeah.
They tried to compete.
And what I mean by no, I think they should compete. I just don't think they should try to be WWE. And what I mean by that is they need to do what Impact tried to do in their later years, and what has made indie wrestling more of like a refreshing sort of change to a pace to the Fed, which is they need to make it so that anyone on the indies who's getting hot can appear on AEW without having to sign their life away.
Okay.
And like
Sure.
And like so basically they need to kind of be like NXT but better. And from what it's looking like right now, I don't know if they have talent sharing agreements with ROH.
Well, they just started the company yesterday,
or
NJPW. or whatever. They knew they were starting the company, but they officially announced the company on New Year's. So
or NJPW. So I don't know. They need to have those agreements in place, because really what will happen is if they don't, you'll just have Kenny, Cody, the Bucks,
yeah.
And like.
But you
Hangman
think that there
Page.
isn't enough talent out there that they can build their own stars? You don't think that they have? So like, let's say JR and Jericho both signed to it, but not necessarily as talent, but as like backstage.
Right.
So yeah, like not as not necessarily as wrestlers, but as backstage advisors, bookers, writers, kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of infrastructure they still need to set up.
There's still a lot that they need to set up. But my thing is, like, they can create their own stars. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think Kenny and Cody and like the Bucks will be fine. But I think that part of what made All In a success
Was the ROH?
It wasn't just the ROH infrastructure. It was the fact that it was kind of like a coalescence of all the indie talent that was working at the time in one big place.
Well, yeah, you had Nick Aldis from NWA.
Yeah, you had
Jay Lethal was there.
I think Jay Lethal was there.
Yeah.
You had so you had ROH, you had NJPW, Naito was there. I do think, or if not Naito, at least like some of the NJPW guys were on the bill.
Well, who did Jericho come in and?
He talked to Kenny.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So
and Kenny was NJPW, so Kenny's NJPW, but he's also like ROH and stuff like that. What I'm saying is that the vibrancy of what really makes, what's really making the indie scene so interesting right now is the fact that you can have these kind of matches at any time, right? And if AEW becomes like a platform for that, to like a bigger platform.
Yeah, Jay Lethal was there.
Yeah.
And Okada was there.
And Okada, yeah. See,
so that is what made All In special was that there was everybody.
Yeah.
It was it.
Yeah.
So and this is also what Jim Cornette said.
Yeah.
He was like, look, you're not going to be able to take down Vince and the Fed and whatever. But you might be able to make him cross the street.
Sure.
If you gang up on him and beat him up, he'll be like, you know what? I'm just going to cross the street. I'm going to stay on my side. You stay on yours.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I think. I think they need to have they cannot sit there and sign everyone to like 4-year contracts.
I don't think they should. I mean, but here's the thing: like ROH is locking down their talent now in response to
because AEW like locked down Cody and the Bucks.
Right.
They signed a multi-year contract with them, so like they can't appear in ROH anymore.
I mean, well, doesn't that defeat now?
I think that defeats the purpose. As far as I know, they can't appear in ROH right now.
But Cody and the Bucks are AEW. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
sure.
It's not that they can't appear, right?
No,
it's
no.
that.
See, they don't own the company though. The guy who owns the company is the guy who owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's the one who put the money up. He's the one who fronted the money.
Oh, okay. So he's like basically
owner.
saying like, look,
Yeah, and he's the one who's like putting it on the network and everything. He's like, he's like the money guy. He's the guy who's like,
he's got $6 billion. Vince has got $1 billion.
Sure, yeah, he's got money. So, he's like, I want to compete, and what I'm saying is, they cannot try to compete with the WWE because.
There's established brand recognition
sure.
for WWE. There's even more established brand recognition for ROH.
Actually, it's not even they can't compete. Like I said, they can't. None that they can't compete with WWE. They just cannot try to compete with WWE at what WWE does. Right? They can't.
Well, at this point, if you start churning out better storylines than
sure.
WWE, you might be able to.
No. WWE does. What WWE does is they throw money around lockdown wrestlers. That's what they.
I mean, they've got an intense talent roster right now.
That is their actual game. I'm not talking about storylines. That's just wrestling. Like storylines, gimmicks, characters.
Yeah.
Work. That's wrestling. Every company has that.
Yeah.
Right? What the WWE has been doing that other companies have not been able to do is that they were able to throw money at people and lock down stars in like lower ranks. People who could be stars on the indies, lock them down in lower ranks, right? Sign them to NXT and just keep them in NXT.
Well, sure, yeah.
So, if you want to compete with the Fed, you cannot try to do that same thing. You could say...
Oh, you're saying like locking down talent.
Essentially.
I mean, look, man, if he's opening up the purse strings, right?
I mean, he should open up the purse strings, but what I'm saying is...
And he's like, look, I'm going to lock people down. I mean, there's nothing that can stop him.
I'm saying he's going to fail. Like, they will fail if that's what they're doing.
No, but why? Why would they fail? If it's just a strict competition of money and like how much money they can throw at people.
I'll tell you why they'll fail. Because there's a lot of people on the indies who are loyal to the who are loyal to the brands that they're working with.
Okay.
Will Ospreay's not going to be like, oh, if Will Ospreay didn't go to the WWE, why is he going to let AEW lock him down and not let him wrestle in NJPW
or ROH
or Dragon Force?
Yeah.
If, like, all these guys who have been working on indies in multiple places did not go to NXT, did not go to these places, were like, I'm happy to work on the indies and make my own money, have my own brand, and control my own shit.
Right.
Why are they going to be like, oh, yeah, well, it's Cody and the Bucks and this, like, billionaire... Yeah, I'll take your money and not own my own shit and not have my own life and not be able to book dates that I want to book and wrestle
and work the schedule I want to work.
Yeah,
sure.
It's
okay, so that's fair.
Yeah.
That is a very fair point. It's to not control these people's lives
and it's like you're gonna get some people from WWE who are disaffected who are like, I don't want to be in WWE anymore. You'll get them.
Well, then you could go to ROH and have the same effect, right? So why would they go? What's so special about All Elite besides the money?
Essentially, so like if you're gonna become a WWE clone, then you're gonna lose. But if you're able to be like, look, we're gonna give you a certain amount of money, you can appear in these days, but you can still wrestle outside. We're really flexible. We're really about trying to build cross brand promotion. We're really about trying to build kind of like cross, where.
Well, this is a restart. This could be
cross-brand storylines.
This could be, I mean, from what I heard on Jericho and Cornette's thing, this could be a resurgence of the territories now.
Sure.
You know?
I mean, you've already kind of had that occurring in the indies, sort of.
Yeah, it's just taken a long time because
Yeah.
the WWE completely destroyed everything when they destroyed WCW.
Well, yeah. I mean,
And
yeah.
ECW
And-
subsequently.
And NWA. They took over a lot of shit.
Yeah,
they
sure.
They took out a lot of crap.
Right. They own the tape library of the old NWA, and then
Yeah.
I think Billy Corrigan has NWA right now.
He does, yes.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's fine. This is great. I mean, I don't see why. Yeah, I don't think it's a good thing for them to start locking down the talent ultimately, because the fact that the talent has not been locked down has kind of been what's been great. So now here's the thing. With that being said, yeah, AEW has the Cody and the Bucks locked in.
Sure.
They're all in, right?
Yeah, they're all in.
Uh,
Right, they're locked
but
down.
does that not mean that they can't talent share with ROH and be like, yo, you know, Cody and the Bucks will make an appearance at ROH here?
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? Like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not do that?
What I'm saying is that they should. They should be counter to WWE. And the only way you be counter to WWE
Is making friends
is to make friends, yeah.
and play well with others.
Yeah, to make it.
Which is what WWE is starting to actually do now,
Well,
because
they're
they have
trying
in a relationship with Evolve.
Yeah, they're trying to.
And they have a relationship with the whole indie scene in the UK.
Well, I mean that's more H than anyone else, but like, you know.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I feel like at
yeah.
any time they can start strangling the market, because now they're in there. Now they have the NXT UK.
Sure.
So-
Sure. I mean, like I said, there are still a ton of promotions that don't work with WWE that closely. That and like if you market yourself as the opposite of WWE, which is like you can come, you can work, you can be on TV, you can have cross-brand storytelling, so you can take this storyline back to your promotion,
Yeah.
and then my guys can show up in your promotion, and everyone gets built up.
Well,
Yeah,
all right, so how do they succeed at doing what WWE does with locking down talent? That's a more difficult question for you.
Then they have to buy out. Like,
They have to get like on ABC or something like that. They have to be like prime time on ABC.
Yeah, they'd have to get
Or
on.
well, you can't do NBC because it's USA.
They can't be on like Spike or one of those like.
Yeah, they need to be
shitty-
on like CBS or
they need to be on,
ABC,
like a prime time.
and it needs to be edgy.
Yeah, pretty
You know
much.
what I mean? Like it has to not suck,
Yeah,
and that's tough. It's tough to like. Well, it's tough to not suck, and it's
It is.
tough to suck as bad as WWE has been. But look, man, I'll tell you what, the product is ugh, it's not getting better, but it's like they're stepping it up a little bit. They're slowly turtling into a position of we'll call it a warlike posture, like
Right.
like Trump said.
sure.
We'll call it he's transitioning into a warlike posture where
Yes.
it's like you could see the fact that they know they're gonna have to not stop advancing,
Right.
and whatever that means. Like Vince was very hesitant and resistant to go the edgier route in the 90s,
Right, he was.
and like Shawn Michaels got fined like $25,000 or something like that for
Right.
doing the like, I don't know, he was like naked on TV or something like that. He was doing like
Sure.
the suck it, the crotch chops.
Sure.
And then the very next week he was like, yeah, by the way, we're going to be a more edgier product now
Yeah.
going forward.
Yeah.
And I think if people are just not watching WWE and the ratings keep declining the way they are, he's going to have to fucking reinvent the wheel at this point, because it means your product is failing.
Sure. I mean, he could definitely go into an edgier product.
I don't think he is. I think Impact is gonna try to
Sure.
try to take the mantle on that.
Here's my thing. I don't know how much more edgy you can really get. You've got
In this PC
not
era?
even the PC era. Fuck the PC era. I'm talking about like if you don't.
Well,
if-
that's
yeah.
I would say that. I would
Yeah.
say
If you don't wanna-
can't really be too edgy in the PC era.
Here's the reality: if you don't want to watch WWE because it's too PC, there are so many options of like edgier shit for you to watch now that like you just can completely bypass it. CZW, fucking.
Are they still around?
Yeah, if you're a gorehound and you want to see people like get fucking glass panes broken over their face, you can watch that. That shit still goes down.
I mean,
To
Dean
the-
Ambrose came there.
Yeah, fucking Or just go to like Japan where they have like the fucking crazy death matches or people are jumping on barbed wire. Like that shit is still going. Like fucking the crazy like
the wrestlers don't last too long, but it's still happening.
Lucha Underground has crazy fucking like wild death matches all the time. There are options besides WWE if you want edgier content, quote unquote. I think what WWE needs to do is focus on writing actually good stories again, which they haven't been doing. They've been repeating themselves constantly. They always fall back into the authority angle. And it's like for that to work, you really need a really, 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 really over babyface who is really good at playing the underdog, like Daniel Bryan, or like. But
Daniel Bryan's not.
Yeah,
right now.
Or like.
It's the new Daniel.
Sure.
Bryan. Who cares about the Earth?
I'm not saying that it has to be Daniel.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be specifically Daniel Bryan, but like someone who like can galvanize the fans in a way that they feel like.
But I'm saying
this guy is me.
That, I guess we don't even want the authority angle again.
I mean,
for the fifth time.
We don't.
Sixth incarnation.
Yeah, we don't. If you're gonna do it, you need someone who can like galvanize the fans and be like, "That guy's me. I get it. Like I'm that guy."
You know, I think the best underdog is 205 Live.
Oh, lots of 205 Live guys are awesome.
I feel like WWE should start on air shitting on them, and then the 205 Live guys come up and prove themselves, like Mustafa Ali.
That would be great.
And the third.
That would be great. Yeah.
Slowly bring attention to the product. Like, look, we may be 205, but we sure as hell are live, and we, like we'll whip your ass.
Sure. Yeah. No.
Like that's kind of like, look, if you're talking about cross brands and this going on right now in the indie scene,
sure,
you've got cross brands right now going on in WWE. You've got NXT, you've got NXT UK, you've got 205 Live, and really, when that cross brand shit started, it happened already a long time ago, and it was when Kevin Owens took the US title, threw it on the floor, stepped on it, and then held the NXT title up high when he beat Cena.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So. It's already the foundation, the groundwork. It's already been planted. You know what I mean? The characters have changed. The characters have grown. They've, Kevin Owens is a main roster guy now, so he can't really do that. But you've got Johnny Gargano, you've got Aleister Black, you've got Tommaso Ciampa. You've got your players.
You do.
You even got the Queen of Spades who can come up and be like, hey, Rhonda, remember when we were friends? Sure. And then the three horsewomen turn on her.
He'll turn, yeah.
Like there is enough in there.
Sure. To tell us the stories.
Right, exactly. Yeah. There's plenty to happen, and then there's like just an underdog in Finn Balor and it's this guy named AJ Styles on the Blue brand.
Sure.
And they had an amazing match a few years back.
Yeah.
Why not put them together in a storyline? Why are we like separating them because of red and blue and the blue brand or whatever? Or even like, why are we? It's not like they don't meet up once a month in the same arena. All of them, they're all there.
Sure. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, tell better stories.
Right.
Period.
It's not hard.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not like you don't need to have like fucking boobs everywhere and dick jokes and fart jokes and ass jokes and like. You making fun
that shit's played out. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, making fun of gay people and stuff. Like whatever. All right, that's like you done that.
What's cool right now is competitive.
Yeah,
it's competitive rivalries and good stories and good work.
Exactly. Get a good competitive rivalry of a compelling story that about anything. Fucking make it anything. That's not a teapot feud. Anything but a teapot feud. And then let the work speak for itself. And that's it. And you have.
I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm interested in the Mandy Rose story. Because look, there's no male competitors for a payoff right now.
Sure.
But if one somehow enters the fold,
right,
or whatever, then it's kind of cool. You can kind of make this work a little bit.
Sure.
It's just a little weird right now that like she's like all about the Usos and like the only person to really feud with her is Naomi.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
But it could work.
What I mean, what I'm saying is like. What's an Uber what was an Uber like? They had a chance to tell an Uber compelling story. We've been saying this for weeks with like Ambrose and Rollins, and then they fucking ruined it, right? See, like that right there, easy rivalry right there. You had a competitive rivalry. You both know these guys can work, right? The work will talk for itself. All you need to do is tell a compelling fucking story.
Actually, if he never said a goddamn word, it would be better than
all you need.
Than if he's like, oh, I hate these people. He doesn't have to say I hate these people.
No.
You can let the people react organically, however they fucking want, to this silent guy who's just beating up his former best friend.
Tell a compelling story. If he's like losing his shit, let him lose his shit.
Right. Yeah. Let the writing come organically when it like let Ambrose figure out why he's doing it.
Yes.
Let him as a person figure out why he's doing it.
Yeah.
And then once he can figure it out, then he can tell management, like, I think this is why I'm doing it. And then if he needs to say something finally, then he'll say something.
Yep.
But at the point in which he was talking, he never needed to be talking. He could have been doing this for 3 to 6 months, probably.
Yeah, just
and getting away with just like, I don't care. Yeah. And then like they give him a microphone or someone tries to catch him in the back. Dean, what is going on with you? Just get out of my face, and then just walks away.
Yep. You could have had this. You could have had like a second. Like you could have had like an American version of Naito, where like he wins the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't give a fuck. Just drops it and walks out. Like he beats that Rollins,
wins it, throws it down. I don't care.
I don't care.
It was never about the title for me.
No, yeah,
and then people run after him with the title. This is yours. You need to take this. I don't need to take anything.
Yeah, and
I don't need to take your shit. And then walks away.
Yeah,
like that's it.
And then people were just like, "What is going on with this fucking guy?"
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah,
it's interesting. And you go, "What is really? Is he really mad? I don't know. I don't really know.
You know, like you and then
you can do spots with the announcers where they're like, "What? Hey, do you know what's going on?" Like not like acting, but like this is not what we had planned. What's going on?
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, and you could have had him just not just being a Rollins, you could have just had him beat up anyone.
He could shut down his Twitter and his social media.
Whatever,
you know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit about the fans. I don't give a shit about Rollins. I don't give a shit about this title. I don't give a shit about this company.
Have him be like, my name isn't Dean Ambrose. My name is John Moxley.
Bam.
Yeah.
Fucking
something weird, some shit. Just completely throw people off, and then you have a compelling story because like Rollins is like.
And then they all laugh their way to the bank.
Yeah, Rollins, because Rollins could be at first, he could be mad because Ambrose turned on him.
And then he's just confused.
Then he's confused, and then he's worried. And he's just like, he's like, what is going on, my friend? I don't understand. I just lost one friend. Now I'm losing another friend. What the fuck is going on?
And then at that point, he goes, I lost my friend. I'm worried about my friend. I know he's beating me up, but I still care. Yeah. And he's like, I don't care about you, and you never cared about me. Let's face facts. And that's where the words come out.
Yeah, that's when you start talking. Then he's like, then you can be like, this guy's gone off the deep end. He's
pissed off. Yeah. He's fucking done with the establishment. Exactly. He's done with the bullshit.
Whatever, yeah. And then, but it's like you could have done all that, and they didn't. They turned him into like a traditional fucking heel. I'm
gonna come out with my henchmen.
Yeah, and it's just like what. And that's what I'm saying. It's like they're missing chances to tell compelling stories. Like, like even with Baron Corbin.
Oh my God, that's another thing you could have done. Don't play my music. I don't want what music. What do I need to do? Because I'm pandering these people. They get excited when I come out. I don't want them to get excited. Fuck them. Fuck the crowd. Boom.
Basically, they could have done what Ziggler did.
Well, what Ziggler tried to do, it was working.
Yeah,
it was kind of working. Yeah, just like I'm gonna be a heel. You're not gonna get excited when I come out.
Yeah, I'm taking everything away from you that you like. What Daniel Bryan's doing. Which is amazing because but like that stuff he learned on the Indies where he was like, no, I want to take, and he said this before too. Like he said this on Jericho's podcast. He was like, like whenever.
Well, this is also what Cena wanted to do too. Yeah. Cena's like, they want hip hop guy back, and they don't want me to turn heel. If I turn heel, they're gonna hate me just as much, if not more.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna take away everything that I can possibly take away from that. Like if I was wearing...
There's no good option for his heel Cena turn. The only option was for him to go back to the previous gimmick.
The prototype?
Yeah. No, not... Oh, they would have loved that.
If he just... No, he should have done that. If he went heel...
My name's John Cena!
if he went heel, he should have just went like, took away the jorts, took away the Jordans, came out like straight wrestling gear and been like...
That's what he was gonna do. He had an outfit with a singlet, and, like a head protector.
Yeah, just like
he had it all. I think I saw a picture of it, or I thought I did.
And he's just like, I'm the prototype John Cena. That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, so like these people think like, oh, I want the, and this is what we were talking about a while back on this very podcast.
Sure.
We were like, yeah, you guys don't want these people to turn heel.
No.
You just want them to fucking have balls,
Yeah,
like
pretty
have
much,
backbone.
yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
PC. Backbone.
balls, whatever. You want them to have guts.
Sure.
To like
Right.
fucking like have some like integrity.
Like if they're gonna lose, they're gonna be pissed off about it. Not
Yeah.
like, all right, well, I did my job. Now go to the back.
Snore.
I did the job. I
Yeah.
did the job. I did what Vince wanted. Yay,
some
Vince.
emotion.
Do you like me, Vince? No. Okay.
Emotion,
all right. I'll just keep doing
motherfucker.
it.
Emotion. That's all you want. That's what the wrestling thrives off
Well,
of.
I think that's probably why Becky's where she's at right now is because she was able to display enough emotion to management backstage that like she should be the top gal, and
Sure.
like they were like, all right, well, I don't see you as the top gal now. It's like, well, what the fuck then? You know, like that's probably what she was saying.
She's like, what the fuck do I need to do? What else do I need to do?
Yeah, and like I feel like probably like Bailey and Sasha are quiet.
I feel like they're quiet now.
You know,
I feel like they're at this point. They're like, there's nothing I can do.
right? Exactly.
Like I could.
They might be other people who like would leave and just go to All Elite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because they're just now they're frustrated. Now
Yeah.
they'll go to the first best gun who will hire them.
Yeah, I mean they come from the indies and they're like they've done their best and is like they like I'm not saying that they will leave, but I'm sure they feel like they're been stepped on. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know, money talks, man. Money
Sure.
talks, bullshit walks.
Sure.
So if you're not willing to pay them what they feel that they're worth, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, here's another alternate solution for the AEW dilemma, which could be them locking the talent down, but loosely. You know what I mean?
I mean that's kind of what I've been arguing for, which is like
let them be exclude. Like they can't make televised appearances
Sure.
for maybe ROH,
Sure, but
unless they have written consent.
sure, but I don't think ROH is going that route anyway. Like ROH likes what ROH does.
Well, they're locking down talent now.
Sure, yeah, but they're not going to. They're not trying to tell.
They did like one or two wrestlers, I think, that they really just wanted to build.
Yes.
Well, Bandito or whatever.
Bandito and stuff like that. But like they're not trying to go on. They're not trying to launch a SmackDown competitor.
No, they
Or,
just want to preserve people
yeah.
who they want to put in their storylines.
Sure,
I think.
yeah.
I'm assuming. And apparently he could still work Mexico, which is what he really wants anyway.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, so it's like yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't be like, make these agreements with all these other all these other
promotions. Yeah.
and like build up stuff cross brand and be like, you know what, if you want to see where this feud continues, you can't see it on AEW, but you can see it if you go to the ROH show.
Yeah.
You know, like like suddenly everyone gets money. Everyone starts making a little bit more cash. Everyone starts being like the promotion.
Well, it's greed that really tears down a lot of things, and
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like you got to think about it like this: in the 1950s and
Right.
the silver age or golden age of Hollywood. Okay, studios contracted talent and locked them down.
Yep.
And you couldn't go anywhere. And then that shit eventually got destroyed.
It did, yeah. No,
Because actors were just like, well, I want to work wherever the fuck I want to work. I want to choose where I go. You know?
mm-hmm.
And then that's how Hollywood is now. You know, there are directors who you work with who have a preference to work with you, or writers. But back in the day, yeah, you if there was a project that was offered to you and the studio didn't give you consent, you couldn't go.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and it's kind of like following suit the way the wrestling industry is now. Is a lot of these wrestlers are kind of like, I don't really want to work for WWE. They're not the only game in town anymore. The field is changing. Now, if AEW wants to compete, they need to kind of keep that playbook going, because that's what made Cody a star. That's what made the Bucks a star.
Yep.
And that is what will make everybody else more. They'll pay attention, you know?
I agree, yeah. I
So-
agree, yeah.
Anyway, with that being said, if you look at the card from NJPW.
Yeah, there's a lot of Jericho's probably.
Let's just talk about the AEW guys.
Yeah, Jericho's probably gonna go.
Who won? Let's see.
Omega's probably gonna go.
You've got Juice Robinson defeating Cody.
Yep.
Okay, for the IWGP US Championship. You've got Jericho losing to Naito.
Yep.
And you've got Tanahashi defeating Kenny Omega.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, it is crazy to me too because Tanahashi's not young.
He's not. They're putting the strap on somebody who's quite old. And has gone through
multiple knee surgeries.
Yeah,
and
multiple
shit.
injuries too. Yeah, so that they're like, okay, we got to get him off. We got it off this guy. Because
these are all elite people who have just fucking done.
Yeah. So the reality is they're probably going to AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jericho was kind of like he didn't need to win the title when he won it anyway.
No, yeah. I mean, he's a little bit more flexible. He might not.
Not go. Yeah. I don't like. It's more like, all right, we need to pay off the storyline at this point with Jericho.
Sure.
So I don't want to speculate that Jericho is definitely going to All Elite, but I know that they're pitching him hard.
Yeah.
Like probably some type of deal where it's like, okay, look. You are going to run the company, like you're going to have a brand role. This is not going to be bullshit. This is going to be it's going to have the funding that WWE has.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we know the McMahon family alone, and I don't know if this is with assets tying into the company.
Sure.
Okay? The McMahon family are worth $1 billion, right?
Easily, yeah.
Collectively. And I don't know if that's with Vince anymore or whatever.
Sure.
Because I know he sold some shares of the company to fund XFL, right?
Right.
So this is kind of his way of maybe checking out.
Right.
And also Triple H is really starting to take the show a little bit more from what I understand. Is the company worth $1 billion though? Is WWE worth $1 billion? So does that mean that there's $2 billion collectively? With the whole thing, that is the question right now.
I mean, they're worth a lot of money, probably. I don't know how much they're worth exactly, but they're definitely worth a ton.
Well, this guy's worth $6, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yes. So he has more money to throw around.
All right, I've got information now. This just ended. Their revenue is $729 million. Their operating income is $55.6 million.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what any of this means. Their net income is $33.8 million, and their total assets is $600.9 million, and their equity is $239.7 million.
That means they have a lot of money.
Yeah, it means they got a lot of money, but and they've got 800 employees.
Sure.
Now,
they got a ton of cash.
If All Elite tries to get on this scale,
sure,
it could be a problem. It could be. You know, there's a lot of people who want to kind of fuck WWE over.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's the question. Is I don't know how they're gonna do it, but can they take down the Giant? You know.
I think they can if they play to their strengths. I don't think they can if they try to do what the Giant's doing.
Sure. But what if they're another Giant, is what I'm saying.
I think there's room for them to become a Giant eventually. But I don't think...
eventually they're going to need to... there's a WCW on the horizon, potentially. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think the XFL is going to take down the NFL. I don't think AEW is going to take down WWE by doing what WWE does.
Okay.
Right? You have to be different. You have to say, we're different than WWE, or why would people watch you?
Right.
Why would, what's the point? So, because you have Kenny and Cody.
Oh, well, I don't know what Sinclair's net worth is.
Yeah.
But if Sinclair has a lot of money.
Sure.
You know, and they want to try to.
He owns the Jaguars.
Put up, the same amount, and all of a sudden ROH becomes a bigger player.
Sure.
You know, they're stepping up their internet presence, their Twitter game, their fucking, you know, like, and that's kind of what WWE is succeeding at also, is getting attention wherever they need to.
I agree.
You know?
I mean, that's because WWE also has had more time to do it.
They have the machine. They know how the wheel turns.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is,
like, if I didn't watch SmackDown, I can go on YouTube and watch the juicy bits
absolutely.
of SmackDown.
What AEW needs to do is they need to harness, like, there's two different kinds of energy coming from the wrestling world right now. There's the WWE and there's the indie. WWE is very formulaic. You know what it's coming. You know what it looks like. You know what it smells like. You know what it tastes like. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's awful. When it's good, it's really, really good. When it's awful, it's really, really awful. And then you have the indies, where, you know, you have really kind of like, you know, generally good. Lots of botches sometimes, but like when it's good, it's great. It's like possibly the best stuff you'll ever see in wrestling. And like what gives it that energy is the spontaneity of it, the ability for wrestlers and workers to kind of make their own way, to make their own stories, to write their own tales. So it's like, if you're gonna try to be WWE, which is like, you do it my way or you leave, or you do it my way or you sit in the back and watch the show.
Ugh. Yeah.
Then you're gonna.
It's Vince playing with his toys.
Yeah. Then you're gonna fail. You know? So it can't end up being another billionaire playing with his toys. It has to be something that, if it wants to be successful and it wants to key in on these fans that have been powering All In and powering the indies to like.
That's true, because the fans are.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that is very certain, what you said before, is that, like, hey, look, you know, there's so much competition for what you want.
Sure.
So if you want gory shit or you want an edgier product, there's a product out there for you.
Absolutely.
It's the same thing. If you want to capitalize on the fan base, the real raw wrestling fan base, you have to do what the fans want.
Exactly.
And the fans, I think the fans really want an all-stars. Like basically All In was the celebration of the indie scene.
Essentially, yes.
Right? So if that's the celebration, if that's the climax, then All Elite needs to just be All In weekly.
Essentially, yeah. You need to have that same energy of who's going to show up this week. I mean, I know Cody's going to be there. I know the Bucks are going to be there. I know Kenny will be there. But who else?
Will Naito show up?
Will Naito show up? Will Okada show up?
Yeah.
You know, like, Kenny was on NJPW last week. He ran in on Okada. Maybe Okada's going to show up at AEW this week.
Right.
You know, like, you need that sort of, like, because, like, these fans at this point are, like, following multiple promotions to follow these stories. So if you're like, we're just going to cut off all these other promotions and just have AEW, fans are going to be like, yeah, that's cool, but I really kind of like the jigsaw puzzle that was happening before.
Right. It was all coming together.
It made things interesting. It made things cool. Like, it was cool to see Cody show up, you know, and then people who are only in the building got to see it, and then they had to film it on their phones and put it on YouTube. That was cool because it was like, it's not WWE. It's not like, oh, mass produced, put on a fucking conveyor belt and shove down your throat. It's like, oh shit, I have to like look for this. I have to find it. It's underground and like it has an edge and it has something that's different than WWE. So like, if you're gonna just take away all that stuff and just make it WWE Light or WWE 2.0, then you might as well not even start, because people will.
I'm a little concerned about that.
Yeah,
you know, I didn't realize that Cody and the Bucks are exclusive to All Elite.
I think they are.
That's a little alarming.
Yeah, I think they are. I've from what I've seen that they signed a multi-year contract.
I understand that, but it's also signing a multi-year contract to yourself.
Essentially,
it's like, all right, well, I'm starting a company, so I'm going to be exclusive to my company.
Sure,
fine, that's okay. It's alarming, but it's okay in the sense that I know that they're not going to stop themselves from going to another company if it makes sense. You know what I mean? To like just show up and be like, "What's up? Oh shit! Right. Oh, All Elite's here. What's up?" You know.
Right.
But it could be interesting. It could be interesting to have exclusive talent at All Elite, and then have other guys kind of come out or whatever, call each other out. We'll see what happens. All will be revealed to those who wait, right?
Yes.
So, with that being said,
Yeah.
where does that leave the year? I guess also in NJPW. You know, like they are potentially losing Kenny.
NGPW, I think will be fine. The one thing that NGPW does better than
they don't shove things down your throat. They let it organically happen.
Yeah, and not only that, their developmental system is top notch.
Sure.
Like their guys come back home, like they go out and they learn and they come
like
back.
Jay White,
Jay White, Naito, all these guys. They went out and they learned from other people in like other promotions, and they come back home and they become stars. They get pushed right away. Yeah, and it's like that's something that you can't say the same for NXT and WWE. Whereas like they'll give these guys NXT.
Well, it's more like they were already out, and NXT's bringing them in to groom them.
Yeah,
they're not developing them.
No,
they're developing them to be WWE stars,
pretty
or
much,
supposedly.
Yeah, and then
because everybody who NXT brings up ends up dying.
Pretty much. Like that's the thing, except for
Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Even Kevin Owens is kind of dying right now.
Right. Or Rollins.
Yeah.
But I'm saying all these guys who I'm mentioning had championship runs. Rollins and Owens had championship runs.
Reigns.
And Reigns is part of the NXT system. And you forget that sometimes.
Yeah. Reigns, Ambrose.
Ambrose also had a championship. Yeah. That's pretty much all I can think of.
And Braun.
Fat Balor had the championship for one day until he was injured.
Yeah, Balor and Braun, really. Braun
is not a champion.
Yeah, he's not a champion,
but he's been in the main event. So
he's definitely been pushed. So.
We'll consider him an honorary champion for the way they push him. The way they do angles with him they've never done with anybody else. He's special. He's a special guy.
They push him a lot. Yes.
He's also somebody that you would not remember from NXT unless you really paid attention to every Rosebud.
Really, yeah, it's true.
So
it's true. He was definitely a Rosebud.
You would not have remembered that. And then I remember when he debuted because I was there, and fans were like, "Who are you? Who are you?" Like, it was kind of weird because he Reigns and Ambrose were like putting him over hard because they were in like a tag match with the Wyatt family or whatever. And that was how he debuted as the fourth Wyatt family member.
I mean, a lot of people were Rosebuds though, so it's quite.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, if you were paying attention, Becky Lynch was a Rosebud.
A lot of people were Rosebuds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was. He was like one of the coolest characters in NXT. Actually, he was probably the coolest. So much so that they rushed his call up
pretty hard.
And then Kevin Dunn was like, "What the fuck's this?"
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean,
and then Triple H's like, "No, it's cool, man. It's cool. Let him go out." He's like, I don't see what the fuck you're talking about, Triple H. This is questionable.
Yeah, he's like, he'll get over, and he did get over, kind of a little bit, but he also beat his wife, so there's that thing that happened.
Did he beat her?
He did something fucked up to her. That's why they.
Yeah, it was an abusive relationship. I don't know if he beat her. I just know that
he was arrested for it. So it
was bad. It was bad.
It was something violent. So because he got arrested for it.
It sucks. Yeah. He's done. Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to talk about. I'm just saying his character was pretty fucking awesome.
It was awesome. It was well made. So I don't know. So in the end, I think that's like I said, like NJPW.
They all have to come together.
NJPW will be fine because unlike WWE, when they call their guys up and they bring their guys back to NJPW, they push them. They don't just let them sit in like fucking the abyss
and rot. Like fucking Zack Ryder.
Yeah, like they
Zack Ryder had no matches this year.
No, and like they push them. They're like, all right, you're good. You did the work. You're ready to go. Get ready to get pushed. Yeah.
I feel like I would leave on principle if I was Zack Ryder. Like his contract is still active. It's still valid. He's not out on injury. They can't hold him over.
Yeah.
So he's like a guy.
He's making money. What are you gonna do?
He's making money to sit at home.
Sure. I mean, that's
the American dream, essentially, right?
Yeah. If you're paying me thousands of dollars to sit at home and just work out and like eat Twinkies, I'd do that. Sure, why not? That's my.
I mean, that is pretty cool.
That's my dream. Like,
Yeah.
making $1,000.
But like, I feel like people don't get into wrestling to sit at home.
No, they probably don't. I mean,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
that's kind of like a passionate thing. It's like, I could do anything. Like, I could like be like, all right, I want to sit at home, and that's how I can make my money. There are careers that you could do that. Like telemarketing, writing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things you can do at home by yourself.
Nah, man.
To make money, and I don't think wrestling's one of them. Wrestling is not, it's not like I set up a ring in the living room. I'm fucking, jump off the turnbuckle. Oh,
nah, man, just
Irish whip them.
Kick your feet up and just like, enjoy it, bro. Just sit back.
He's like been collecting toys all year. That's like the only thing I've seen Zack Ryder fucking doing, and he's like, yeah, it fucking sucks.
This is my dream. This is what I came here for.
But yeah, I can see him saying, "See ya."
Yeah, probably.
See you, WWE.
Eventually,
Bye-bye.
I think he might leave.
Bye-bye. I'm peacing out. I can see Ziggler going. But I also thought that Ziggler was going to leave this year when his contract was running out.
I thought he was going to leave too. I thought he should have left, honestly.
Yeah, the money, man. It's
Yeah.
about that fucking money, man.
That bread, bro.
Like, it could also be a thing where he's like, all right, look, I don't need to be the top guy. I don't care about being the top guy. I care that I make as much as the top guy. So if you're not going to pay me what I'm worth, then I'll leave. But if you're going to pay me what I'm worth and I can still do my outside shit, because like he's a comedian on the outside, Ziggler.
That's true. Yeah.
So like maybe he's like kind of over like trying to strive it in the indies. He's like, look, I'm going to level with you. I'm over that shit. I don't need to be the top guy. I don't need to go out to the indies to prove myself that I'm actually worth it. I know I'm worth it. You know I'm worth it. Pay me and show me that I'm worth it. I will stay.
Yeah.
And you can use me however you see fit. But, I'm doing my comedy shit. And then they're like, fine. And then he's fine. They're fine. It's a symbiotic relationship at that point.
I think he's just making money at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because like I also thought the same thing with Brian. I was like, all right, well, why isn't Brian leaving? It's like, well, it affects his wife.
Yeah, he's got stuff. He's like
he's got a little bit more to consider. He's also got a child.
Yeah.
And he's also like not trying to prove himself because he's like proved himself 20 times over in the Indies. He doesn't need to go back there.
Yes.
Because like let's just say he did leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got New Japan and ROH who aren't paying the level that WWE is paying for. So now here's the thing with like All Elite is that they can probably offer these guys close to what WWE is offering them.
Right.
So there's now a chance to do bidding war with the WWE.
I agree.
And like if these guys are offering them close to what WWE is offering, that's when they go, and I get to be used.
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk. You know what I mean?
Let's work something out.
And that's good. That's also healthy for the WWE guys too, because then it makes up WWE have to drive up their bidding a little bit.
Yeah, well, they definitely will.
But you know what you're getting promised with WWE.
That's the truth. You do know what you're getting promised.
You're getting promised jack fucking shit. You're getting promised a paycheck.
I mean, and
that's it.
And some people are okay with that. And that's the reality. Some people are like, at least I get a check, because like places like Impact, that's not guaranteed. Whereas like.
Well, I think it is guaranteed.
Now,
there's like Anthem Sports who owns
yeah,
it.
sort of. But like, there's so many horror stories about people who work for TNA, and they were like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm getting a fucking check this week. I don't know what's happening," because they didn't know that, because TNA was like constantly in.
It was the dark times, though.
Yeah.
It was like after WWE.
They had enough
WCW.
Yeah, they had enough money to put shows on. They didn't have enough money to pay the talent. Like, I mean, think about it. This is real shit. Like the idea of like, I know where my dollar's coming from.
Yeah. Well, that was the dark ages of TNA. That was like when it was like NWA TNA. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. And also
this is not when it was like Impact.
Yeah. I mean, and even as freelancers, we know as freelancers ourselves, That, there's always that part of you. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah, the people I work for,
Yeah.
there's a 10% chance that they won't pay me,
Yeah,
or they'll
yeah.
pull some shit at the end. I had a client
Yeah.
a couple of weeks back who said, I need wireless mics. And I said, all right, well, I can get them for you, but it's not going to be cheap because it's the same day.
Sure.
And then she said, what's the price? Told her the price. And she said, fine. And then she goes, oh, I thought you were going to pay for it, or the venue was paying for it. And I was like, no.
No. Yeah.
This was a special delivered for you.
That's nature of the game, man.
I thought I could trust you.
So
and then she's like, I never said this to you. I never okayed this with you.
Yep.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I was, in fact, wrong in this scenario. Do you know why? Because I didn't take the money up front. I didn't say, okay, well, you got to give me the money.
Or get in writing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how it kind of needs to go.
And like if you're a WWE wrestler or you're a wrestler and you're like, you're like, oh, I get this in writing and I know I'm getting this check.
Yeah.
Awesome. You don't want to use me? That's cool. I'll go sit on the couch. Or I'll go to the gym and I'll work on my suplexes. And then when you release me and I'm like, probably like $100,000 richer, I could go work the indies for the rest of my days.
What is it? 30-day no compete clause
Sure.
once the contract ends?
Sure. Who gives a fuck?
No, but I'm asking you. That's what it is, right?
Yeah. Like I'm sure they don't give a fuck. They're like 30 days. That's fine. That's fine. I'll sit on the couch for another month, take my money and go work.
Well, I don't know if they pay them for the 30 days after, right?
I don't think they do. But but I'm still. But by that point, if you haven't been used and you've been getting a check, you probably been saving up your money.
I forget how it works, like with the 30. So if they release you from your contract, there's a 30-day no compete clause after, right?
Yes.
If your contract expires, there's no compete clause. You can go.
Yeah, your
contract is expired.
Yeah, that's why DB might have. Like, everyone was speculating that DB might show up at All In.
Oh yeah,
and break the internet. Just like destroy the internet by like showing up.
I think he should have just done it for the one day, but I know that would have pissed off Vince so fucking badly.
Oh, that would have driven Vince crazy. I mean, I'm sure he was pissed with Jericho showing up at All In.
I know, but Jericho is not as big a blow as Daniel, because Daniel was like a current, like he already broke the internet by coming out of retirement.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of buzz around Daniel Bryan, and then like I think Creative had to work him back into their system because
pretty much,
like Creative was like, I don't know what to do with him. He's been on the shelf for so long. I forgot about him.
Yeah. And
then finally they came up with like a tight story that is working.
It is.
Yeah. So that is what it is. So what happened on Raw this week?
Steph.
Yeah. Seth Rollins is the old Seth is being channeled by Triple H or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Steph.
What does that mean?
Steph.
I want you to be the soulless guy who'll do whatever it takes to get what he wants. What? I don't understand.
I don't really get it either. I guess he wanted to turn heel. I mean, whatever. It's like weird.
Yeah. Okay. So, so interesting compared to everything else that's happening.
I guess.
And then Bobby Lashley defeated him via the disqualification. Turns out it was a good match, though.
Yes.
So that's good. Bobby Lashley got used.
I mean, Lashley's always going to be fun.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with him. I just, the whole Raw product is in shambles because of Brock Lesnar. Let's just face facts. If they don't have anything to fight for, there's no reason to put anybody on TV. So unless you're going to elevate the IC title, and this has been a problem. Unless you're going to elevate the IC title to the Raw Championship, then I don't know why you're having a show.
Me neither.
All we're waiting for is Royal Rumble at this point. And who's facing Brock at Rumble? Braun?
Braun Strowman.
Where's Braun?
He's Braun.
But where is he though? Was he on TV this week?
He was not on TV this week.
Yeah, exactly.
He was on the sidelines. He's injured.
I mean, it's so stupid.
He's injured.
It's still bullshit.
He's injured Strowman now. Okay.
And Dean Ambrose had a match against Apollo Crews that just kind of was like in the background.
I guess.
You know,
yeah.
like, all right, you're the mid card guy. Yay, you had this major heel turn on the main event to go to the mid card. Congrats. Apparently, I think Heath Slater's. This is going to be his year. Someone said
It is going to be his year.
every year he gets a paycheck. It's his year. That's the one thing. That's the one thing that WWE's promising, right? Every year you get a paycheck. It's your year, buddy.
It's true. Yeah.
Congrats on Zack Ryder. Fucking Zack Ryder got the best push out of everybody this year.
He did.
He got no injuries to his body.
Yeah.
He's still in great shape.
Zack Ryder is living a great
But
life.
I'm saying, like, this is the point I'm trying to say. Like, who wins? Would you rather be on the fucking mid card in the WWE and have to work, or just stay at home and be Zack Ryder? I mean, I'd rather be Zack Ryder than be on the WWE's mid card, because the WWE's mid card is equal to the lower mid card at this point.
Yes.
And their main event scene might as well be the Intercontinental title on Raw. Like, Raw is not, it's still not watchable, in my opinion.
It's
SmackDown, totally different story. SmackDown had amazing moments this week. SmackDown had the Becky Lynch John Cena angle. They had a crazy number one contender match for the world championship. I mean, like, this is the type of shit that should be happening on Raw.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Raw is your fucking flagship. And this is the thing. Like, SmackDown might be the flagship product going on to Fox.
Yeah.
So it's making me wonder, like, is this intentional? Like, are they jockeying the position because SmackDown is going to Fox now, and they're saying, like, all right, we're gonna slowly transition top guys to SmackDown. I don't know if SmackDown's 3 hours on Fox either. I don't know what their deal is.
I don't know, honestly.
It's so weird that you have one product on a competing brand than the other. And, like, where does it land on Fox also? That's the other question. Is it, like, on the Fox? It's on Fridays on Fox, right? But what? Fox Sports? Fox News? Fox?
I don't know.
Fox and Friends? Like,
I think it's FS1. I think
that's what they're going to put it on?
I think.
That's stupid. You put it on Fox fucking 5. You put it on the main brand.
Yeah.
The main channel. You're spending all that kind of money to put it on FS fucking 1? Bullshit.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, I'm just saying. It's like, oh, God. Vince McMahon was talking about the AJ Styles thing, I guess before the match. Wonderful. So does this mean that it's not going anywhere? Or is this going to be a thing where Vince McMahon comes out and costs AJ Styles the title against Daniel Bryan? Like, where's this leading? What was that?
I don't know.
Was that just to motivate him to win? Because he can win. He didn't need your motivation. Right?
Not really. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they should turn him heel. I don't know.
Who? AJ?
Yeah, just
have him be the new corporate?
Have double heel as, like, their thing. Like, Bryan versus AJ, but, like, both heel.
What? When does that work?
I don't know, but, like,
when does that ever work? When you have two heels healing it up in the ring,
like
like one guy trying to out cheat the other guy. But, like, when does that work?
But it'll be so cool though.
Would it though? I don't think so.
It would definitely, because then we can finally do the I love throwing plastic into the ocean, all right, and the moon is flat. And there's like everybody.
No, no. What do you mean? Shut up, you ignorant fool!
You're ignorant. You don't even understand that the Earth is flat. All right, you don't even get it. All right, there's no horizon.
So you want to make AJ a dumb fucking redneck? This is your upgrade for his character?
No,
not the phenomenal one, the dumb fucking hick. The dumb hick who fucking agrees with anything Donald Trump says blindly. Like, this is what you want? Like, climate change is a myth.
I mean, like, if you're
This is what you want. This is the anti-Daniel Bryan.
If realistically...
So wait, this is a double turn then at this point.
Actually, yeah.
Because then you have AJ come out with like a fucking McDonald's cup and like a fucking MAGA hat and shit. And he's like, yeah, he sucks, right, guys? And then they're like, yeah, Daniel Bryan sucks. Yeah, fucking let's put plastic into the ocean, dump some methane right in the sky.
They're like, yeah, dump that fucking methane right into the sky, bro.
Right in the fucking sky. Yeah. And then the crowd's going to be, wait.
Nah, the crowd's going to be like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck that SJW bastard. Fuck you, Daniel Bryan.
Wait. I feel like they'll stop, though. I feel like they're, no, he's patronizing us now.
Nah.
They can sense that. They're not that retarded.
Nope.
The fucking WWE universe is not that stupid. They're pretty bad. They're pretty fickle. They're pretty fickle sheep, as Daniel Bryan puts them.
Fickle. Yeah.
But the thing is like, yeah, they're booing a guy who's just telling you how to save the planet. At this point, you know what I mean? So if AJ comes out patronizing them, like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I like my hamburgers and my beers and my chickens.
That's what you need, man. You need.
Well, that's Rusev also, right? That's Rusev's character.
Kind of, yeah.
Farmer, what was it? Farmer Jed or whatever?
Farmer Jed, the chickens.
I was here when we didn't have nothing.
The chickens.
I thought that we had the chickens. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And then Lana comes out, I'll find out about my cousin.
Nah, bro. That's what, honestly, because, like, that's.
I want to go watch that right now. As soon as we end this podcast, I'm going to go watch that Rusev segment.
I mean, realistically, though, like, if like, Daniel Bryan's, like, this SJW heel, the only way you can have, like, a confident faces is, like, I don't give a damn about the environment.
Make America great again. Cole's number one.
All right. You know what?
Build the wall.
You know what? I'm tired of Andrade Cien Almost coming over here with his Mexicanness. Okay, all right.
Holy shit!
Yeah, like this.
What kind of fucking?
I mean,
oh my god!
I mean, that's what
that
it
will
is.
break the internet if AJ Styles comes out and is like a fucking wearing a Roy Moore hat or some shit.
It's like a trucker hat. That's like the MAGA hat, but it's like a trucker hat instead. Just like basically like the Real Americans, but like it's AJ Styles.
Actually, I think we've made the greatest heel potentially, right? Like or face. Depending on where you stand.
He's just like, yeah.
Wait, you know what? This guy can get over on certain parts of the map. And then on other parts of the map, he's like completely booed out of the building. This is the new Canada, what was it? The New Heart Foundation in the 90s.
Yeah, a little bit.
Wow. We just stumbled upon.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
He's like Jack Swagger when he's in True Americans, but better.
That's right.
That's what he is.
Yeah, because it's not like the crowd just kind of like organically loved him or hated him.
Yeah.
I think at one point. But I think if you just completely come out spewing MAGA, like straight up Trump MAGA stuff.
He's just like, I don't understand exactly what Vince McMahon wanted from me. He wanted me to make America great again, so that's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to beat Daniel Bryan, and I'm going to make America great again. Just like have a promo where he's like, bro, like
he just spews the surface of whatever's on the MAGA agenda. We're gonna drain the swamp. We're gonna make America great again. We're gonna bring back coal. We're gonna bring back jobs.
Just have him like just have a promo where like he's in the back and he's like stacking up bricks and like, what are you doing? He's like,
I'm building the wall, brick by brick if I have to. I've got on the Kickstarter.
He's like,
I don't think AJ should do this. I think this is damaging to AJ's character. But like somebody who doesn't really have a gimmick
no, that's so good. And
could
then,
use this.
And then like just have another backstage moment where he's walking around with a vacuum cleaner. Like, where you going? I'm going to drain the swamp. All right, the swamp has grown too big now. I got my vacuum cleaner. I'm gonna go drain the swamp.
This is the greatest. This podcast has flown off the rails, dude. We have just.
Oh my god.
The bottom line is wrestling is interesting again.
It is.
It's at least worth paying attention.
We didn't
to
even
at
talk
this
about
point.
the steel cage match, which was awesome on Raw. That was one of the better segments on Raw.
Whatever.
Ziggler, McIntyre, steel cage. It was really good. It was really good.
What was it for again?
Nothing. That's the great part, though.
What do you have a steel cage match for nothing? That's the point. I'm saying, like, whatever.
It's for the coffee pot. That's why.
That would be more of a better championship at this point than the actual championship, because at least, like, he fucking holds up a giant fucking pot of coffee.
This is my fucking pot of coffee, you son of a bitch.
And he gets like some tie line and ties the coffee pot around his waist. He's like, I am the coffee pot champion.
Oh my god.
Nobody can drink coffee now without this pot. God damn, wrestling. Why would you have a cage match? It's
good.
Not even like the feud warranted a cage match at this point. It just got started. Like the cage match is supposed to be the next evolution in the feud, where it's like, oh shit, it's so serious.
Yeah.
And why would you have a cage match? Because there's interference by other wrestlers, and it's supposed to keep them out.
They're like,
there are no other wrestlers.
Challenge you to our Texas blood feud match.
See, that's probably a more likely step in that feud, right?
Yeah,
it's like,
no, yeah.
You know what? I'm going to prove that I can beat you in a Texas bird box match.
Oh my God, what is that? We both get our eyes blindfolded.
Yeah, and we got to fight each other.
And then we're put in a...
But what you don't know is my sense of smell is epic. And I know where you are because you have a distinct body odor.
And then they tie a strap to us like a Texas strap match. So we know where each other is, kind of, but not really.
I'm saying that shit is interesting, at least. If they come out with a bird box match.
Honestly, that match, I would watch that match. That match sounds awesome. I mean, someone's going to like definitely get injured in it. But like,
yes, yeah, it's terrible. All right, well, look, I'm going to end it. I'm going to end the show. All
Sure.
right, that was Wrestling This Week, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning into Smark Tank. You can email us at wearesmarks@gmail.com. You can like us at Twitter at I Like Smarks. You could like us on Facebook at facebook.com/I Like Smark. Smarks. Don't forget to check out our friends at the Council of Commentary and the Nation of African American Wrestling. And that was this week, the new year, the new episode of Smark Tank.
Indeed.
73. We're doing a lot now. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in.
Later, guys.